Go, man. We're gonna put this facing this way so you see the logo.
Perfect. I appreciate that. Thank you for the marketing and branding. I just want to say thank you for being here, Nick. For those of you who are listening and not getting to experience the video version of this podcast, right now we're sitting inside of Nick's Cafe, Scout Cafe. Beautiful. If you guys look at the photos from the Saxon Sip that was here on April 19th, every single photo that was captured, the aesthetic is like perfect. Like there's no bad shots because you have this place set up in such a way that is so inviting. I love the plants. I'm a big nature guy. I love the fact that you brought that inside of your cafe. So yeah, I just want to say thank you for doing that. Now, I want to jump right into it. With the cafe, how much of this did you design, and how much of your hand was in the building process? I'm just curious about that. I mean, we can get into other things, but...
Yeah, of course. Well, you're welcome, by the way. I'm always happy to have you and support you in any way I can. The design was 110% all me. I did everything you see here, from the decor, the paint. A lot of the handiwork that went in here, actually did it myself. And of course, I had a lot of help from friends and my partner and everything.
Community,
exactly. But speaking of community, for people that don't know the area here, and maybe I'm just jumping ahead, but it's just so interesting to talk about to me. So we're right on the corner of three different neighborhoods. On the north side, we have the Triangle. South side, we have Baynard Village, and the east side is the 9th Ward. And it's so interesting to see how community has changed from when I got this building. I was working on the outside, removing all the ivy and the landscaping and whatnot. And I seriously could see how people people from this neighborhood don't cross the street to that neighborhood, don't talk to people from that neighborhood or that other neighborhood. Each neighborhood stayed within their lines on the map, literally.
Interesting.
It was so interesting. And only when I was doing the work on the facade of the building that people from all three neighborhoods actually walked up to me and asked me questions about the neighborhood, and then they start talking to each other.
Interesting. So you've literally been that center point now.
Exactly.
Where people have gotten to come together.
Oh yeah, it was amazing to see, and that's when I knew that this was the right spot. Because you make such a big investment of your life, financially, time, mentally. And then you're like, is this the right decision? Am I doing the right thing? And then as I was working on the building for the year before we opened, I'm like, I think this is the right decision, just from seeing how people started talking to each other. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the one neighborhood is like a well-off neighborhood. They don't have as many challenges as the other neighborhood. And it was there was an invisible line there. But that got blurred a little bit with Scout opening. I don't want to take all the credit for it, but it's what I've seen since I'm here all the time, It's just it's so interesting and amazing to see that change.
No, I love that because, I grew up, I'm born and raised in Delaware, and we can get into your origins and everything as a non-Delawarean, a little foreshadowing, but I remember, being in Wilmington and the changes that have been made to it, but also being nervous of the changes as well, in a sense, because, being a minority myself, and I'm sure you can relate to certain aspects and stuff, you want to make sure that when people are coming into the community, that they're there to actually build community and not break apart community.
Exactly.
So I want to say that I love that when I came in here for the first time, I saw your neighbor come in, the neighbors right there. I could see the way that they interacted with your staff, and it's very is it by name basis, and you guys are very how's it going? It's I could automatically tell that you were building community, and it wasn't at all just about money for you. Plus, I know that owning a small business, it's
never about money.
It really can't. It can't be. It can't be. I was going over the finances from the Saxon Sip, and I'm like, yeah, no. As far as it goes for me personally, this wasn't a win for financially, but what I just brought back to, I'm like, the community aspect.
Exactly, and to bring it back all to what you do, that's what tea or coffee does. It just brings people together. And I'm, as you were saying, I'm an immigrant. I'm person of my minority, and it's like I try to bring some of my culture into what I do. And when I grew up, like every night, my family, we get together, we have tea. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We have like mint tea or herbal tea of some sort and just catch up. And that was a big part of growing up. And that's what started community, really, is you get together with your family, with your neighbors, whoever is available, and you just have tea and catch up and do that. And it's a part of what we're trying to do here is get to know our neighbors on first name basis and get to talk to them every day. I don't know everybody's first name. I try, but when at least I try to remember something about them. Oh, how's your kid doing? Or how's work? And a lot of people come in here and they're job hunting. They sit here for hours looking for jobs, and like, how's that going? Any luck? And people love that. Actually, I did have one lady that she was house sitting down the street. She's from DC, and I think her name was Christine, I want to say. And then as she was leaving, I was like, okay, have a good day, Christine. And then she was a little bit taken back, and she just left, didn't say anything. 2 minutes later, she calls and she said, I'm just amazed that you remembered my name, and thank you so much for that. It made me feel so welcomed in this area that I don't know anyone in. And I just want to say thank you. That really mattered to me. And I'm like, of course, it's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
And she was extremely happy just by remembering her name.
It's the little things like that.
Exactly. Which is it takes a lot effort, but it's 100% worth it.
So I wanted to jump into some of the aspects of building community and stuff. So like you're saying, it's not always easy to remember people's names, but it's those little things. What other aspects of building community maybe weren't natural to you originally that you've had to build over time, the skill? If you could think of anything like that.
So I mean, we've only been in business for a year and a quarter, maybe a year and a half by now, and it's still we're learning. We're learning so much. I can't believe it's only been a year and a little bit, but also has it only been a year and a little? It feels like it's been ages. So we're still learning the community, what they need, what they don't need, what is beneficial. We start with, I try to be as open-minded when it comes to doing events for the community. We started with sketch classes. A lot of people were interested in that, just to bring people together. We did comic book drawing and sketching for kids and adults, and that was great, and that was done by one of our employees. We tried to do open mic, so we're trying different things, see what works, what people react positively to, and do more of that. For your event, for example, your community all came out, it was sold out, and it was amazing. So obviously there was a need for that, and people want that. Our dinners with the chef, we try to focus more on vegan food, and that's not something that a lot of people in Delaware or Wilmington do. So that had a great reception with our community. We're doing our garden market this weekend, so we had the first one for the holiday season, and that was extremely popular. So we're trying to play with it and see what really works and what's really needed, and go from there. My problem is I have so many ideas.
I'm with you on that. Trust and believe.
Exactly. There's so many ideas that pop in my head, and not because they're my ideas, but they are great ideas. And I'm I want to do them all. But I don't have the time sometimes, and sometimes there's not a great reception onto such things. So we tried to play around with it. We had a community cleanup for
I saw that, and I did want to ask you about that. How did that go?
It wasn't as successful as I thought it would be.
Okay.
But it was, for our first time, it was great. We had maybe a dozen of people that took part of it.
Hey, that's still, that's more trash picked up than would have been if you didn't do it.
Exactly. And people like the fact that we partner up with Brandywine Zoo just down the street, and people picked up I collected all of like the paper bags that I had at home, and like I go grocery shopping with.
Yeah.
And I just like we gave those to people, and then they filled them up with either recyclables or trash, and they drop them off here. So pick up at the zoo, walk through the neighborhood, whichever route they wanted, fill it up and drop it off here, and they got a free cookie, free drink, or tea, or whatever they wanted. So it was, for our first time, it was decent enough turnout that we will do it again, hopefully. But yeah, people were interested in the idea that it's not just like, oh, go do your own thing. Like, this was more of like, there's a sweet incentive at the end.
Yeah, there's a process to it.
Exactly. People kind of planned with other people. Like, I saw a lot of moms with strollers that went out, and they did their walk with their babies. And
about how far is
it's not too far, maybe a mile.
Okay.
2 miles? I don't know. Just down there.
Somewhere down there.
It's just on 18th.
Okay.
Right now we're what's that? 23rd. We're on 23rd, and it's on 18th. So it's not too far. No. So yeah, the people liked the idea.
Yeah.
The weather really helped. It was a nice spring day.
Yeah.
So that really helps people get out of the house and do their thing. And we also chose to do it on the Sunday and the Monday, so that way we can get some of the weekend crowd, and then somebody that, let's say, works at home, or they're stay-at-home parent or whatever, that they can also do it on.
Just making it accessible.
Yeah. You know, do it on a weekday when it's not as busy out, and they can take their time and just walk around and enjoy the weather.
So it's like the different ways that you're building community. It's not just like you're a cafe, but you're more than a cafe. You're a place for people to meet, to experience the community, to be able to sit. You don't just serve coffee and teas. You also have food. I noticed that I have a lot of food allergies, so I was grateful that you had gluten-free bread for me. Thank you very much. Like, not everywhere I go can I actually enjoy the menu. So what was that, as far as your consciousness towards what you're serving, the community, the food and stuff like that, where does that come from in your life? Was that something that from your childhood? Is that something you grew to come to understand? Me personally, food consciousness, as far as what was going in my body, wasn't as important growing up. I mean, we had good food, good meals, but as far as, trying to be conscious of like the amount of sugar that you're putting in and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's something I learned over the years. It's not definitely similar to you, not something we grew up with. We definitely had great food growing up,
that's good.
But it's great fatty, sweet food that I love.
It's so good.
But over the years, I learned how to maybe combine both and offer both options. As a vegetarian myself, it's really hard for me to eat when I go out. I usually get stuck with the side salad or an order of fries, because most places don't have more options, and if they did, they were not the best options. So I try to mix that with a little bit of healthy, a little bit of comfort food, and Mediterranean inspired, and offer it here to North American crowd that will love, and they've been loving it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was, what I got was, I can't remember the name of it, but it was delicious.
Thanks.
It was, was it, did it have avocado? That you guys have some.
The Ava Mash.
I think it might have been that one.
Yeah, that's a popular one. It's and the good thing here too, that we give the option of the different breads, as you said. So we usually have gluten-free bread, but it is very popular. So sometimes we do sell out of it.
Yeah.
But we also have 4 other kinds of breads, the bagels. So we have some of the vegan options too, so people can mix and match as they want. And we never say no to people like want to sub something for something else.
Yeah.
Like some people don't like avocados, they can add cream cheese or hummus or whatever they want.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so we try to keep it an open mind. I tell the staff when they first start, and I repeat that often, if it's not something you would eat at home or you'd serve at home or eat it yourself at home, don't serve it here.
Yeah.
And I think that shows, because if we if it doesn't look 100%, it doesn't taste 100%, let's not use it.
Yeah, you
I
got to
know-
serve with love, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's wasted, but I try to not waste that. So a lot of times I end up eating it myself,
Yeah.
which is not a good thing because I keep eating all the time. But yeah, it's a mixture of my experiences so far, my likes and dislikes, and we really lucked out with one of our neighbors. His name is Bill. He's the chef who really helped us come up with this entire menu.
Yeah.
He just sat down with me for 4 straight hours and like, what do you like? What don't you like? Tell me more.
Oh, I love that.
And he helped me make this amazing menu. And he is also the chef that does dinners with chefs
Okay.
here.
I'm looking forward to meeting him.
Oh yeah,
So,
he's the best. I truly love him. I'm like so lucky to have met him.
Yeah.
Not saying that our menu otherwise would have been horrible, but he definitely
Took it to the
added.
next level.
Exactly. He as a chef himself, he knew how to make it 10 times better.
Now, before you opened the cafe, did you have any experience running a business or anything like that? Or is it just straight like you thought about it for a while and committed to
Kinda,
it?
but not really. I grew up in the restaurant industry. My dad had a restaurant growing up, so I just helped with that, but never really the financial side or like the hard part. Like I was serving food, working in the kitchen, the regular stuff.
Yeah.
But then I didn't want to do that for a while, and I went into the corporate side of things. And that was a fun ride. But then I decided during COVID that which, by the way, COVID was horrible. But the one thing that I appreciate the most about COVID was that it gave everybody the slower time and
Yeah.
the slower pace of life
Like a
to
reset.
think about what they want to do and what they don't want to do. And that's what gave me the time to like realize, you know what, maybe I need to take a break from the corporate side. So after I want to say maybe 13, 14 years in my last corporate job, I decided to take a break and work on this. So,
Interesting.
yeah, it's been, which I'm grateful for my corporate experience because I learned a lot more about like finances and organizing stuff and converting stuff into PDF.
Little things. Just things that help with the structure of it.
Exactly.
And I'm sure like the legal side of figuring out how to open a cafe is probably a little bit easier with the corporate knowledge that you had and stuff as far as communicating and all that.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that was a great experience while it lasted, but it also wasn't. It was the time for me to take a break from it. So
Yeah.
I took a break and I worked really hard on this building because when we got this building, it was extremely overgrown. Most neighbors couldn't tell that there was a building here.
Really?
Yeah, it was
I
covered
can't even.
up.
I can't even think. I'm gonna have to. You have pictures, I'm sure. Of,
Yeah,
of
we have-
prior. Yeah,
yeah.
if you want to send those to me, I'll insert them in because I don't actually think I got to see. Do you remember? Or I'm sure you know what the building was before.
So it was many things before, but right before us, it was the American Federation of Musicians. This was the Delaware chapter, but they really didn't need all this space. There was
Yeah.
only one person working here, maybe one day a week, not
Yeah.
even. He was an amazing person who helped me. I approached him saying, "Hey, is this for sale, the building?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, maybe we should talk about that."
Yeah.
And we did. And they have a board, so he had to take it to the board. And it took about maybe, I want to say 7-8 months of back and forth of talking for them to actually decide that they want to sell it.
And that's the stuff people don't really, they don't see that side of the business. They see the end product, which is beautiful, but they don't see trust. As far as it goes with the event planning and all that type of stuff, like just me not even having to own a building, just putting together the events and trying to, figure out how to have my own tea blends and stuff like that. It's interesting to, I'm glad that the end product for people is so smooth. The process, though, it's definitely
Lots of tears and blood.
it tests how much you really want it. So I will say the fact that you're here now is a testament to that because I know
Thank
it's not
you.
easy at all.
It wasn't easy. It's still not easy. It's, as I said, it's a learning process. We've learned so much. Like our first weekend open, it was a blur. We didn't know what we were doing, to be honest, because none of us had done anything similar to this. So it's a learning process. We're learning more about our community. The community is learning more about us, what we can and can't do. And we're trying to just keep an open mind, support others. Others have supported us and they continue to support us, which we love and appreciate. And we just want to keep growing with the community, with their support, and by supporting them. So it's been a great experience so far, and I can't wait to see what comes next.
Do you have any advice to people who are trying to build their own communities? To me, particularly.
Yeah. I want to say, I'm a foreigner. I'm not from here, and when you're an immigrant, a foreigner, person of minority, it's really hard to know where you can belong. So I'd say figure out where is the spot or place that you can feel most comfortable, most yourself, and put your roots down there, or start communicating down there, because you can go to other parts that look beautiful, that are like what you see on social media and what you thought you wanted, but then you don't feel at home. It's not home to you. But when I chose to move to Delaware, so
we welcome you.
Thank you, because I could see the potential of Delaware. I could see.
That's what I've been telling people for years.
Exactly. I don't know why people don't see how amazing Delaware is. Wilmington is. Yes, we have some challenges, but there's so much potential. There's so much greatness that we just have to discover and make it happen.
100%.
So just know where you want to be and what you want to do. And when you put out a great product like you do, the community will rally around you and make sure that you're supported. So reach out, keep communicating, talk to people. Like before I even did any of this, I reached out to other cafe owners. Mercury Cafe was one of them. And I said, hey, do you have 10 minutes to sit down with me? Tell me what your experience has been like. And I reached out to, I want to say, a dozen different businesses. Only 2 got back to me. And Mercury was one of them. And Homegrown down in Newark was another one.
2 spots that I quite love.
Exactly.
Dearly,
and it just speaks to the kind of owners they are, and the kind of businesses they are, and how they want to foster their own communities too, and they have been. So it's
interesting you named 2 businesses that have supported me in the past, booked me for events, or helped co-host an event.
Exactly. And it just speaks to what kind of business they want to run and what kind of part of role they want to play in their community. And Homegrown has been there for ages, right?
Yeah.
Mercury is a lot newer, but I didn't pay them. I couldn't pay them. I didn't offer a service pack or financial compensation. And they both said, yeah, we'll talk to you. And they took an hour out of their day to talk to me and tell me what not to do, which I ended up doing all the things they told me not to do.
Sometimes you gotta put your hand on the stove yourself.
Exactly.
Just to find out.
So I had to learn from my own mistakes, which I have. But it was great just to know that somebody else is doing it, and they're doing it well, and they managed to support themselves while supporting the community. Because at the end of the day, you still have to pay your bills, you still have to support your family, but if you can do both, why not?
Yeah.
So that's how we got here.
I love that. As we wrap up, if you want to actually, we can open up this tea. I know that before we talked about it, and you said that you are a fan of ginger. So the blend that I brought you today, it's the chamomile ginger. Due to the fact that not everybody's a huge fan of ginger, we only did this is a 2-to-1 ratio of chamomile to ginger. So
nice.
We had a slight spice to it.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah. So I'm excited for you to try it and get your opinion on it. But
of course.
This is so the story behind this blend. For one, it's one that I've been. It's like one of the first ones that was like an original idea. Whatever, if any idea can be called original, but a blend that I was like, let me try this. So I did it with chamomile ginger and added some honey to it, and it's been my favorite blend. And it's been special to me because when my My sister had her first baby. It was a challenging pregnancy. She was in the hospital for like a month, and one of the tests that they need is they gotta like spike the glucose levels to get the baby to react or whatever. And so I was like, let me go ahead and bring you some tea that I think is comforting, and we can add some honey, get the glucose up and everything. So she really enjoyed the tea blend, and I was like, I might be onto something, because not my family themselves aren't huge tea people. But it was nice to be able to share that experience, to give her that comfort during that time. And baby Kalia did enjoy the tea.
Well, just for the record, she's the cutest baby ever.
She's so cute. I know I'm biased and you're not, so that's great. But she really is. So
she's adorable. She sat through your entire performance.
Yeah, didn't whine once. She was just chilling. She was just like looking around, enjoying herself. Yeah, she's the best. So grateful that you took the time.
Of course.
To do this, because this is my first podcast recording in this type of setting with the official microphones and everything. Prior I've done interviews, but nothing like this. So it was really cool to have this experience with somebody as unique as yourself.
Of course. Yeah. And if you ever need any help, always welcome to stop by, ask questions. And anybody out there that's listening, we're talking about community. If you need support, ask your community. Sometimes that's where you're going to get the best answers. I don't have all the answers, but I always tell some of our employees, I tell my friends, I tell everybody I know, if there's anything I can help with, ask me. I'm always happy to chat about it, tell you what I've done, what worked, what didn't work, and give you the resources I know. I know somebody, a neighbor looking to open a bookstore in the city, and he's like, how did you do this? How did you do that? Who's your insurance person? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, here you go. Like, this is all, these are all the resources I have that some of them I got from other community members. Some of them I found on my own, that here you go. Yeah. And we actually do have a box over there, under the bulletin board, where people can drop off their business cards, so other community members can find them if they offer services for the community. So
it just keeps growing.
Exactly. It's like we just gotta support one another, so small businesses can continue to grow and help one another, because big corporations, they say they're gonna support communities, and I'm sure some of them do. It's just really hard to see sometimes. Yeah. The smaller guys always will support the community, because the community will support the smaller guys.
Yeah, 100%. It's reciprocal.
Exactly.
And I just you're very inspiring. The story to come to America, to come to Delaware, my home state, my roots. Not everybody can see the beauty that is here, and I'm grateful that you did, because we need more people to come here to be able to expand and do it right. Not the corporations buying up, not a bunch of. I mean, I'm sure the Airbnb people are nice, but we don't need. We need more community. We need more people who can build roots here. So thank you for doing that. Let's grab some cups and enjoy some tea before we head out. This would be a nice one to bring it down for the evening. The chamomile is so relaxing. That's great.
One of my favorites, so I can't wait to try it.
Okay, so real quick, this honey I got in Hudson, Massachusetts.
Fun.
So I like to collect honey from different places that are like local honey, so you can kind of just experience the honey different places in a unique way. So
I bought a beehive that I've been wanting to set up for the longest time.
I'm one of those people. I'll buy something and for the longest, thank you.
I know, but taking care of bees, it's a full-time job, so I don't want to set it up and then. Well, I don't know enough about doing it, to be honest, so I have to learn more before I do it. So that is one of my goals. I was gonna set it up on the roof here and have our own honey, but I think that might be a little bit scary for people with bees around, especially children.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pro do it, but I get it. I guess if there's if it's a lot of it, I could see it being an issue. Not everybody is a.
Whenever I have enough time to work on my own yard at home, I have a big yard, so I want to turn it from just grass into native plants meadow. So, and then once that's done, hopefully within the next few years, then I'll set up the beehive, so we can have the bees and the plants and hopefully
Yeah.
a few trees, and it's going to be beautiful.
Oh, I'm excited to taste the honey that you end up collecting from your bees.
Thank you.
I'll add it to my collection.
We do have a local beekeeper that we sell her honey here, Sassy Bee.
Oh, I think Alyssa, my girlfriend, ended up getting the lavender.
I think she
one.
did, yeah.
Yeah. I think my sister, did she also buy some
Your
honey?
sister got it. I don't know. I don't think Alyssa did, but well, at least not during the event.
Not during the event. Yeah.
But your sister did.
Yeah.
And it's delicious. Thank you. Can you hear the tea?
Yeah, get that nice TASMR. Yeah, I'll do a close up for him.
So who else do you want to interview for your podcast?
So I definitely want to interview the folks over at Mercury. I haven't asked them yet, but I'm sure they wouldn't mind sitting down for a little bit.
Tell Dwayne I said he should do it. He must do it.
He must do it. I'll be like, Nick said you have to.
You have to.
So I definitely want to interview them. As far as it goes, like locally, I have ideas of the character of the people that I want to interview, but not necessarily the person yet. I haven't scoped that far, but definitely want to interview a beekeeper. So maybe, maybe. I know this is so random, but like a bird watching community.
Oh, fun.
Like
I don't know any bird watchers.
I don't, but I'm going to find them somewhere. Somewhere. This is also another random one. I have a wall of sticky notes that I've like sketched different people that I want to interview for this, but like the blimp community, or hot air balloons, not blimps, hot air balloon community. I know that's that's definitely a tight knit community and very niche. I think that'd be cool. I would love to do a little sax playing like Somewhere Over the Rainbow as I like float away inside.
I love that. Can I go on the hot air balloon with you?
Yeah, for sure. I'll let you know.
I always wanted to.
Oh, pilots as well.
We have 2 pilots that come here.
Oh, really?
Like at least once or twice a week.
Wow.
One is a female, one is a male. So
that's perfect.
Yeah. And they're both like actually the female pilot, she's also in the army, I think.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Interesting perspectives for sure.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I actually used to want to be a pilot, so.
Me too.
Yeah.
I actually did. I went up to Pennsylvania somewhere, and there was you can do your like first just to explore and see if that's something you want to do. I did that maybe 4 or 5 months ago.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you got to like take over a little bit.
Yeah, and I flew the aircraft.
I got to do the same. That's fun.
Yeah, it was very scary, but I don't know. Maybe one day I'll do it.
Yeah, I still haven't given up on the dream. I'm like, it's
Me either.
Just I have other priorities right now, but that is still something that I'm like, as soon as I have the financial freedom and the time to dedicate to it, I'm definitely committing to that journey at some point.
Nice, I love that.
Oh, and then another person, so herbalists. So I'm on my journey of getting into the herbalist side of life and learning. I've been obsessed with I have an app on my phone called Picture This, but there's other apps you can use. So not advertised or not sponsored, but wink, wink. So that app, I just go around scanning plants, figuring out what's around me. I think that we've become very disconnected to the plants and that are around us that are actually medicinal and edible. And I want to learn, not like necessarily the world's going to end, so I need to know exactly what is
how
edible,
to survive.
How to survive. I know some of your scout books, your like Boy Scout, survival books and stuff. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so I want to be able to understand at least to connect better and know. So it was cool to see. I recently got a community garden plot, and they have they ended up coming at me a little bit because I let my garden plot kind of go wild. I planted a few things, but I wanted to see what I went over see what happens. And I could have probably kept it a little bit more organized, at least plucked a little here and there, cut things down, but ended up having some cool plants I think it's called white goosefoot. So that one's like a spinach type. So I ended up trying that. Also, have you heard of wild chamomile? So I know we're sipping chamomile in a second here. But there's actually a wild chamomile, or pineapple weed is another name for it. So that just popped up in the garden plot without me doing anything. So I'm actually going to check that tomorrow to see how it's doing.
Oh, nice.
But like tons of like different plants where people call them a weed, like pineapple weed, and it's like, what's the definition of a weed, really? It's just a plant that was inconvenient to some farmer at some point, or somebody who came over from a different country and didn't understand
exactly
the native plants and stuff.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, two things that you might be interested in that we did here. One of them, we did a native plant walk. So we had one. She's master herbalist. I think that's her title.
Yeah, great connection. For a podcast
she was a friend of a client, of a customer that came here.
Yeah.
Then she led a walk from here all the way to the park and back, and she just pointed out all the different plants, the native plants that we walk by every day, and we don't realize what's native, what's not, and how we can maybe help native plants thrive.
Yeah.
So that was a great walk. I think like maybe 20 people showed up for that walk. Which,
perfect.
Yeah, which was great, and it was good for families, for kids, for everyone. One of our other customers, who you might want to interview too, because she's an animal communicator, like she talks to animals, I think, which I don't know much about that field, but
yeah.
She loves it, and we support her in that. I've also learned something new called forest bathing. So, which is you just like go into the forest and like you just like soak in the amazingness that is the forest. That is my basic understanding of it.
Okay.
You just like take long walks and appreciate.
I tend to do that. I guess I might be an expert myself. Have you gotten to experience much of the nature around? Have you gone to my particular spot I'd recommend is White Clay Creek? Have you gotten to experience?
I've been there once. I didn't get to spend a lot of time there. I do love to go on hikes and walks. But I usually just go and start walking. Like I don't have a plan of where it is, so I don't really know the names. I'm the same way. I just walk,
find things.
Exactly. If I like it, I just keep walking. If not, I go back.
Yeah.
But so we have a lot of great nature around us in this area. So
so much to explore. Yeah.
Exactly, and why not? Like it's in our own backyards.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, quite literally.
Yeah, so we should take advantage of that.
Yeah,
and now we're going to try this amazing tea.
Yeah, so here, you want to add some honey here. Honey straight from Hudson, Massachusetts. Shout out to the bees.
Should we get a smaller spoon?
We might need a smaller spoon. Looks like it's crystallized. But that's how you know it's actually genuine honey, not corn syrup.
If you need more people for your podcast, I would. Some of the people that inspire me in our community, there's this lady. Her name is Amanda August. She runs the Jefferson Street Center, which is just down the street here, and they try to improve this side of town. So they try to do events and awareness and try to support the community with maybe some micro grants and so on.
Yeah, I definitely want to meet like community organizers and stuff like that too.
So that's Jefferson Street Center. The other one is West Side Grows. Sarah.
You said
Lester.
West Side Grows?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's great. They look after the West Side and the businesses there. So Sarah is amazing, and I want her to run for mayor. So,
Sarah for mayor.
Yes, I would vote for her. So we have a lot of community people in the area, community-minded people. Cheers. So you won't have trouble finding more people to interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That honey, so good.
Oh wow, I love chamomile, and then with the ginger it has like that kick.
Yeah, it's just a slight little.
Yeah, it's perfect. I love it.
So this isn't available yet, but hopefully by the time that the podcast is out, you'll be able to also get it online at snstco.com. But right now, find me at one of the events, and maybe I'll have it with me. Next time you see me playing out on Main Street or something, I might have it available. I'll just try to keep a few with me, just like open up my trench coat and I got some teas and stuff.
Teas.
Yeah.
I love that. But yeah, there's a lot of people in the area that you, the bookstore owners, I know them down Huxley and Hero.
I'll have to check that
they're
out.
also foreigners. Well, the wife is. I don't know about the husband. So, yeah, lots of people.
Yeah. I feel like that's the thing. I'm like, there's so many different people who like, so I was trying when I came up with the concept for this, which I haven't said the name of the podcast, but I will put a little intro at the beginning. But with the CommuniTea service, it was really because I love tea, but I wanted to not be boxed in with who I could talk to with this, and I was like, how can I make it relevant though to what I do with the tea and the things that I love, and to be able to interview such a wide range of people. And then I was like, oh well, community service isn't just nonprofit type work. Community service to me is like anybody who is giving is being able to serve their community in their unique way. So somebody like yourself, who's put their, finances on the line to open a business, to be able to bring people together, to be able to enjoy, a cup of coffee together, to have a place to sit down and get some work done. The person who opens a bookstore to educate the community, like those people, I think that sometimes it's not looked at as community service, but to me that like it is,
I think it is.
Yeah, I think it
100%.
is. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, without those kind of people and businesses, community, you can't really go to like a big corporation and like, we want to build community. It's not like their vibe.
Yeah. Even with some of the big colleges too. Like my little brother's, I'm not going to name drop where he's at, but he was just talking about how he feels like the colleges don't actually care about building community because it's not profitable.
No, exactly.
And that's the thing with this stuff. It's like you have to build a community. You can't worry about profit and community.
No, you can't. But a lot of it's interesting because in the age we live in, that's what people are motivated by usually is like, how much more money can I make? And
I think it comes with building a healthy community that naturally will come. It does. It's not immediate by no means, but I think that's the longevity of it. I don't think that the long run that just shooting for trying to get the most money out of people's pockets, I don't think that it's a viable thing to have a sustainable community at all.
It's not. So yeah, well, hopefully people will learn that and like try to change their mindset so they can see the benefits of long-term community support. So that'll be coming. I have great feeling about Wilmington, about this area, about the future of it, and I think it's happening.
Well, with that being said, I just want to thank you one last time.
Of course.
I know we went a little bit over, so I do appreciate it.
When I get talking, I don't shut up. So.
No, same. So I'm glad that we're on the same page now. I feel like we're very much alike in many ways, and I'm thankful that we got to meet. And I'm looking forward to more events. I definitely will stop by at one of the markets, which is also something I wanted to commend you on. The community market's really cool. Being able to support other small businesses however you can has been really cool to see. Very inspirational for me. I think that I'm going to take a lot out of your journey for myself to model the way that I view building community and what it means. So again, thank you so much, Nick. If you guys are ever in the Wilmington area, stop by Scout Cafe. Come get you some good food, some good drinks, some tea. I'm trying to convince him to do a collaboration.
I love how you dropped that in there.
So maybe next time you come in, you'll see a little SNS Co collab here at Scout. I mean, not to put him on the spot, but I got some good blend ideas. But thank you again. And again, if you're in the area, definitely come support Scout Cafe. Support these people who are taking the time out to be here, giving you this knowledge, giving you their stories. I know not everybody can be everyone's cup of tea, but today you've been my cup of tea. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me, and I look forward to what's coming next.
Awesome. All right. Well, if there's any other thing you want to say for people as we tune off, if there's any other events coming up, this should be within any events or any way that they can support you, website, anything like that.
Yeah, of course. You can always go on our website, which we have a calendar of events, and it's really hard to keep it updated because I do that all by myself, and I'm not very tech savvy, so I try my best. But our website and our social media are the best place to find out about our events. The website is scout-cafe.com, and on there you can find our social media, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And yeah, we have lots of great events planned for the rest of the year. A few dinners with a chef, with a local chef. A lot of them are vegan dinners, which people love. We have the market coming up this weekend. We have a few sketch classes with different artists coming up. A fun update, we're going to have a competition for our local artists to design a cool design to do with our cafe or our community, and then the winner will get to put their design on our next tote bags that we'll be selling here. So we're just trying to inspire the younger generation or anybody that has a creative side to do something fun and submit it, and then we have 3 judges that will choose the winning design, and that will go on our next tote bag. So if you're creative or not and you just want to give it a shot, go ahead. You might see it, people carrying it down on Wilmington streets. So do that.
For sure. Okay, well, you guys heard it. I'm going to put links wherever this is posted in the show notes and the description. I'll make sure that you guys get your links there. So signing off. I don't have a proper sign off yet. We're working on that. It's episode 1. Stay tuned for a better sign off. Awesome.
I'm trying to come up with a cool sign off for you, Sean. Hold on.
Yeah. I'll have to ask ChatGPT. What's a good sign off for the community podcast?
Thanks for sharing this table of community with us. Until we steep again, keep the spirit of community in your cup.
Something like that.
Something like that.